Hi everybody, Dr. Amy here. Today we want to talk about holiday hacks for the practitioner. That's you. So we want to talk about some things that are really common that you're going to be seeing coming into your office around this season. So things to look for, some things that you can do, and some suggestions you can make for parents. So first of all, understand that we know that this time of year is super exciting for families, for us, for kids, all of that, but it's also pretty stressful. So we know that it's stressful in all kinds of ways. For adults, it's stressful in one way. For kids, it's actually, and especially kids with Neuro-Deflective Disorders or behavioral learning and socialization challenges, the stress can look a little different and cannot be quite as easy to spot or understand. So that comes in the form of, we have this increased sensory demand everywhere. There's lights, there's decorations, everything's changed, from their house being different to their classroom being different, to the routines of their day being different, to the grocery store that they normally go to is different, to what people are wearing is different. This in itself, for an individual with gaps in brain development, causes an increased demand of processing, and then it's sustained for like a whole month or more. So that in itself is stressful. They're getting different food. There's different parties at school. Maybe they're in school, maybe they're at work. They're getting food that's trickling in a lot of times that's maybe a little more inflammatory and not really their normal thing. And so we have to understand as practitioners, this is to be expected. Expect your patients, your families you work with, your kids to be coming in a little more sympathetic dominant, a little more stressed. And I like to recommend people come in get checked a little more frequently during this season, because we want to make sure that we are helping them not stay living with that fuse blown or stuck in that fight or flight. So use this as education for your practice members to understand why coming in, getting checked, making sure we have a properly functioning and efficiently functioning nervous system is really foundational to helping navigate and adapt to this increased stress or sensory demand environment. The other challenge that's really big that these kids are faced with is that they don't have a great ability to predict. And so we have all these changes in routine and big event. Maybe they're going on vacation. Maybe they have an upcoming family trip or gathering. That's a lot to process. That's a major increase in demand for processing for an individual that doesn't as efficiently work outside of seeing the future and work outside of being in the here and now in a more impulsive way. So we need to understand that, and we need to make modifications for a few of these things. So first is understanding and communicating why it's important to get checked a little more frequently and how the increased demand of the season creates that need. Two, let's think about what we can do in our own office. I know we all love doing a bunch of fun things, decorating the office, wearing ugly Christmas sweaters, this kind of stuff. I want you to really think about and take inventory, take some fresh eyes and look at your office of, hey, have we overdone it? Have we created too much of a sensory rich environment that may not be meeting some of these adults in chronic stress or kids that have gaps in development that struggle with bringing in new and sensory rich information? Maybe that creates more of a deflection or stress for them. So just take some fresh eyes, walk around your office, understand if you need to tone it down or make some changes with that, because it may be creating a stress that's not super obvious to you or your staff. So take a look at that. Do you have bells on your sweater? Are there lights on your sweater? Maybe not the best thing, even though it's fun. So think about that. And then the third thing I want you to do is I want you to encourage your families that you work with to start making what we call focus stories or visual stories to help with the prediction of the season. So give them this hint, and you can do this as well, and I highly encourage it. Have them pick up what's going on in their family. Maybe it's, hey, we're going on vacation and we're meeting up with these family members. Okay, let's start actually looking at pictures of who those family members are. Even if it seems like that's a really primitive or basic thing to do, trust me, giving them the imagery is going to be very helpful for these kids. So have them start by not just talking about who they're going to see, but giving them the imagery. Show them pictures of the home or the hotel or wherever it is that they're going to be going on a regular basis to prepare. by giving them imagery, giving them some tools to help them predict what's happening. We're going to fly in a plane. Let's look at the airport pictures. Let's look at the plane. Let's look at who's picking us up from the airport. Let's look at the home that we're going to be staying in and have, grandma take a picture of the actual bedroom that we're staying in. And what is the house, take a picture of the house all decorated for Christmas. Give them as much imagery to facilitate prediction as possible. I'm telling you, it seems basic. It's really helpful for kids and adults that are living in chronic stress or have gaps or deflections in the way that they've moved through brain development. It will help them tremendously. So we're decreasing sensory demand. We're increasing the amount of times that maybe we're checking them and supporting their system to keep them not stuck in a sympathetic dominant place. And we are giving them tools to increase prediction. This will be very helpful to you and very helpful to your practice members, and they will thank you for it later. So have fun with that. Hopefully these tips help you have a better holiday season, decrease the stress, more appropriately meet kids and adults where they are developmentally and what tools they have to process, and everybody can have a better expression of life. Thank you, and we'll see you next year.